Hello everybody and welcome back to Victoria, where we are currently making not 98.2k. I can tell you that right now. Let's tick the game and see what our actual income is. 8.4k, that's doable. We're working on making a bunch of railways right now, and that is going to delay our electrics industries, but that's fine. I'm not concerned about that at all. So that's looking good. The Great Hunger will time out in 22 months. We did have a significant standard of living drop-off in the lower strata. What happened here? I mean, taxes. That is a big part of it, probably. Yeah, that's probably it. Okay, well, that's reasonably fine. This will time out in 21 months. I'm sure it'll be okay. So we're working on market access. Our shipping lane effectiveness is going to be a pretty major issue. There's no doubt about that. We may want to consider expanding our naval bases somewhat. This would be probably a low priority. But if we were to build something kind of like this at the end of the queue, that would allow us to work on our naval bases, and I think we'd be able to escort convoys. Yeah, to protect shipping lanes against convoy raiders. So in theory, we'd be able to do some of that out over this direction. Actually, I don't even know if we need to give them a position for that. I would definitely like to improve our shipping lane effectiveness. There's no doubt about that. That would be really, really good. Working on our railways for now, though. And electrics industries will be after that. And then we're going to be hitting up these naval bases pretty quickly. So that looks good. Cool. So I would like to think about dropping taxes somewhat soon-ish. We're going to need to get some of this construction work done first, though, I think. I'm 99% sure that it's just the taxes, because looking at our lower strata here, the base price is still low. I'm pretty sure it's just the income and their taxes that they're paying. I'm quite certain on that. So we're going to get construction done here, and hopefully these railways will get us some of our unrealized taxes, although it's really more infrastructure, which will be market access, right? Which our market access is chilling at 59%. Okay. Well, we'll keep an eye on this situation. We're also going to need more bureaucracy. So that's also noted. Taxation capacity is mediocre across the board. We don't need to do anything there, really. So we should probably consider getting some some government administrations here going. We have one queued up, apparently, in here somewhere. And I do want to continue working on these railways, right? Where was that government administration that was allegedly queued up? It should be before the naval bases. Yeah, here. We can move up that food industry in Uganda as well. So something along the lines of this. We're still going to be working on a number of railways. We may want to move up any of these railways that have had significant progress at this time. So doing something kind of like this for the moment. Just get these done, then work on the government administrations, then finish out our railways. Get that food industry done first. Okay, so something like this for now. We're going to need more work on that, of course. But our taxation is not helping our standard of living. There's no doubt about that. Really, though, our market access, I think, is our biggest problem here. I do believe that to be the case. So we're going to work on these railways, which are only a minor portion of the problem. I think. The bigger portion is the shipping lane effectiveness. So if we were to go to, like, Oromia, market access is reduced to 86%. So, actually, yes. Market access is reduced to 59% due to low shipping lane effectiveness. Reduced by any damage it has sustained from raid convoys. So we need to be escorting our shipping lanes more than we need to be building these railways. Okay. So that actually means that we need to prioritize our naval bases. Let's get those going. They should be pretty quick to construct. If they're like the barracks, I believe they're 3 weeks each. So that should not be very much, all things considered, and then we can return to what we were doing previously. 5 weeks due to low construction efficiency? Sure. We're building 10 in each of the locations we can. This is not maxing out our naval bases by any means, although I'm actually going to max out our naval bases, but the rest of these are going to be low priority. I want to get these first 10 done first, and then we'll get the other 30 built after we get everything else done. We absolutely need to get our shipping lanes brought up. There's no doubt about that. So we're going to get these naval bases built. Our naval bases in Ethiopian Congo are going to be finishing very, very shortly here. Eritrea, we don't have any major construction issues. So that all seems fine. We're going to get done with those quite quickly, and then we'll get these railways underway. Although, yeah, the railways being underway are still going to be useful. I was thinking about moving the government administrations above the railways, but I don't think that's necessary. Yes, we're in negative bureaucracy right now, and we need to deal with that. But I think that this is fine as is. Okay, how are we doing on our infamy? We are at 45.7? Sure. Let's get these naval bases done, and we can see that we now have a flotilla here. So we want to be escorting convoys, and we can select a headquarters to patrol towards. Okay. So we can do this in Ethiopia, in Congo. So this is just the strategic regions, right? So he's currently patrolling the coast at the Arabia HQ. That's not going to do anything. We want to be escorting convoys for sure, but he's at the Arabia HQ right now. So he's up here and he would patrol towards here. So really, I think what we want to do is patrol towards like Gabon down over here. So this would be like Ethiopian Congo. I think. Yeah, we'll protect shipping lanes between Arabia HQ and Congo HQ. Maybe we actually need to go up to Britain and protect shipping lanes between the Arabia HQ and the England HQ. Yeah, we can definitely do that, and then we can get additional admirals here. One in our Congo HQ, and then one in our Ethiopia HQ. Now, those don't have flotillas necessarily. Well, this guy does. So let's escort convoys over towards England. This guy doesn't have any flotillas at this point, so we'll hold off on that for the moment. And hopefully that will help. Actually, this is already coming up, 65%. Hopefully that'll continue to come up as these naval bases come online. Cool. 63% currently. And it'll take some time for these flotillas to start coming through, right? We are on low military wages right now. We may want to bump this up to at least here. Yeah, we could do that. That's a doable thing. That will hopefully cause more flotillas to be created here. That'll be fine. So we're currently working on finishing up our railways. That looks good. We've only got a few railways to go here. We're seeing our market access drop again right now. Noted. Okay, war profiteering will not be shamed for good craftsmanship. Beautiful. We definitely need to get these going, but we'll escort convoys over towards England now. And we'll get these admirals slightly underway anyway. I do see that we're running a small deficit here. That's not super shocking, considering we're building railways and government institutions right now. Yeah, we'll get back to these electrics industries pretty soon, and then there's a bunch of naval bases that are going to need to be built. But for the moment, that's reasonably fine. I want to see this market access properly fixing. So Britain is probably not patrolling the shipping lanes right now, right? They are currently fighting the Maghrebi uprising. I would think they'd be protecting shipping lanes, but whatever. Cool. So we're going to do that with what few flotillas we have right now. What are we at for unrealized taxes and interest? Okay. Noted. For the moment, I want to make sure that we're going to finish these railways and government administrations. I'm thinking about when we're going to pause construction because it's looking like that will likely be necessary. I'm also wondering about if we come in here and we look at our naval bases. 527? Yeah, that's not great. Not great at all. It is hiring. Very slowly. Very, very, very slowly. That's okay. For the time being, I want to continue construction. We're going to build up a little bit of debt here, unfortunately. I want to get through these railways. We're going to be getting arc welding in 5 weeks. Okay. That's definitely going to be interesting. We're going to run into some potential problems financially with arc welding. We'll see how that goes. For now, we definitely need to get these government administrations wrapped up. We're working on a bunch of these railways now as well. We're not quite all the way through them. We have 3 railways that aren't being built at this moment. Okay. So for now, this seems fine. We are running a deficit, but that is understood. Workplace Safety Office investment has increased to 4. I kind of expected the other investments to go up as well, but they must have been delayed a little bit due to being negative in our bureaucracy, I'm guessing. Arc welding has now been unlocked, and what do we want to go for? Central planning would be great to have done, but maybe we want to come in over here and work on things like sea lane strategies. What does this production method actually do? Okay. That's not necessarily ideal, actually. We might want to grab something like gantry cranes. Giving us port max levels is not necessarily ideal, but we'll work our way down that tree a little bit. So our health system investment has increased to 4. That's cool. And we're continuing to construct here, but we have arc welding available. And that's going to be painful. Yeah, minus 200k right now. I'm not shocked about that. So we're going to have to grow into our arc welding, right? No doubt about that. We've got 20 weeks here until our railways are done. In the meantime, we're building all of these electrics industries simultaneously. So for the moment, this seems reasonably fine. How long until we get central planning? That is 12 to 16 weeks out. Okay, that should be reasonably fine. We're going to be running a big old deficit here for a while, but we are going to get through these constructions very, very, very quickly. Like, we're only 27 weeks away from having this entire queue done. And then our finances are going to look a lot better, financially. So we'll see what this ends up looking like. Minus 223k. Yeah, that's very painful. But we'll be at plus 168k if we're not constructing right now. So that does seem quasi-viable. Flotilla-wise, we're not getting much there. We should turn down our military wages, I think. We definitely need to continue to work on that. There's no doubt about that. We're 12 weeks away, well, really 16, from finishing up our railways. So that's going to build up a lot of debt. How much are we paying in interest right now? 31.7k. Noted. And we're going to have all these electrics industries done fairly soon as well. We're working through a bunch of naval, or actually only like 3 naval bases. 4 naval bases at a time right now. So that's fine. Nothing too major there. I want to check in on our naval bases. Oh, hello. Our production methods changed at some point. Did we annex territory and not change this? Potentially. This might end up making us a lot of additional money, or it might just be a teeny tiny thing. Let's see, we need to go down to the condensing engine pump. Dynamite would be fine. Steam donkeys, yes please. And publicly traded seems okay. I guess we need to do some production methods. That surprises me, to be sure. But sure, we'll do that. So publicly traded here and automatic irrigation sounds good. A lot of these are very, very minor. But every little bit helps at this point. So we'll go to automatic irrigation, rail transportation, publicly traded, electric sawmills, hardwood production. Yeah, we're not going to chainsaws. We're sitting on steam donkeys here because of oil costs. But our rubber plantations can definitely go there. We're as good as we're going to get on our oil rigs. So that's definitely noted. In our urban facilities, actually there is a lot of this that we can work on. So we should be auto-expanding any of these that we can be. And there's a lot of production methods here that need work. Cool. This must be from annexation. Right? I think this would be from annexation. Yeah, elastics looks good. Publicly traded. Mechanized workshops, a slight improvement. Broadly, this is actually quite a bit of extra income. So that's definitely a good thing. We'll get these paper mills moved on down here. Anything else that really needs work? We could go to arc-welded steamships. That would be negative. So for the moment, we're not going to do that. Arms industries should be publicly traded. We'll be on covered markets. We'll be on electric streetlights. We'll be on public motor carriages. Photographic art. Independent artists. Not coal-fired plants. And we can't go to telephone switchboards quite yet, but we'll work our way there. Okay, we'll see what that does to us financially. We need to be running this for a few more ticks. Like 13. That's a lot of ticks. No doubt about that. That said, as our electrics industries start to come online, we'll start to gain some things from that. Tooling workshops should be set to auto-expand. We have no agriculture to work on, no resources to work on, so we would just go into industry. So what are our current costs for construction? Steel. Definitely steel. So steel mills would be a good thing to build. We would build them in Gondar, it looks like. Infrastructure there is low. We'll take a look at that, but for the time being, I'm going to queue these up at the end of the queue. We're going to take this up to 46 for a full efficiency steel mill in Gondar. Okay, so that's queued up there at the end of the queue. That'll only be 42 weeks to get that done, but it'll actually be a little bit longer. So we've got all of these naval bases being worked on, and they're going to just fly through. No problem there. Our railways are finishing, and I want to check in particular in a location like Gondar here. Okay, there's no cash reserves, and our employment is not full currently. So would we be better off going to steel passenger carriages? Basically across the board? Maybe. Yes. Okay, so we'll do that. That's going to give us some potential infrastructure issues. But let's check in, like, on Amhara here. Minus 10.7k. Yeah, the price of transportation is just so cheap. Indeed it is. How's our market access doing? 57? Okay, sure. That's reasonably fine for now. I want to get these railways done, so we're going to run this for 5 additional weeks. We're going to get a bunch of naval bases worked on. Is this actually not working? I think it is working. Yeah, it actually is working, I'm pretty sure. This is just a visual bug, I think. So that's fine for now. We're going to get most of our electrics industries most of the way done. But we definitely need to pause our construction here in 3 weeks. The Great Hunger is going to time out, which is definitely going to help us a lot. No doubt about that. But let's give this 1 week here. There we go. Any moment now. Oh, we got an autosave. Okay. So there we go. There's that 1 week. Now we'll pause, and we'll start paying off some of this debt. So how much are we paying in interest right now? 44.1k. It's not ideal. But we can start to pay off some of this debt and keep an eye on our infrastructure situation right now. So looking over here in Gondar, we can see this is actually a weekly balance that is positive, but only just. Okay. I'd love to go to electric trains. We don't have the tech for that at this moment. We might want to get it. We're on gantry cranes right now. So, electrical capacitors, and then down to electric railways. It's going to be 40 months. That's a while. But we might want to make our way down that way. We just produce not enough infrastructure and too much transportation right now is the primary issue. So I kind of expected that we would have gotten that by exposure by now. It unfortunately did not happen. We're getting conveyors, which is fine. What else is being exposed here? Electric telegraph? Okay, sure. And, of course, central planning, which is 5 to 7 weeks out right now. The telephone cost there is going to be significant. We're probably not going to shift over right away. 125k right now. That is going to definitely make the price of telephones be very high. So that's noted. How are we doing for infamy at this moment? 37.4? We can let that continue to drop for a bit. We're working on, in our private constructions, chemical plants, steel mills, tooling workshops, a couple of railways. This looks good. All of these things are fine. So I'm not having any problem with that right now. We could go down to cargo ports, but I don't think that's strictly speaking necessary. Market access chilling at 56 due to shipping lane effectiveness. Yeah. And we're going to want to resume our construction eventually, right? We can probably ditch our emergency relief that's up over here in Chad right now and not pay the interest here. We have 37.3k going into subsidies. We're going to unsubsidize all of these railways for the moment. So that'll save us some money. And that money will, of course, immediately go into paying off our interest. I don't want to be paused on construction forever here. So eventually we're going to need to resume this. How long of construction will this be? 39 weeks? Okay. We'll let that go for a bit. And yeah, our lower strata is continuing to tick downwards. We could, in theory, cut some taxes. Which probably wouldn't be a bad idea right now. Cutting taxes to about here should bring our standard of living for the lower strata back up a decent amount. I think. The Great Hunger will time out soon. And what is the actual modifier that that's giving us? It's not in the timed modifiers here. Okay. Do I have a law we want to change? Kind of? We're on graduated taxation right now. Proportional would be potentially slightly better. Yeah, it looks like proportional would be our best one, but no one is in favor of it at this moment. So I think this is reasonably fine. Checking in on our standard of living. Oil was just discovered in Chad. Now that has an effect on the landscape. How much oil did we get out of that? 2. Well, we'll build those. But that'll take some time, for sure. So this doesn't really seem to be affecting our standard of living, does it? It must be just the famine, then. Fascinating. So if that's the case, then we can bump our taxes back up to here. The Great Hunger is going to time out. And we'll see what that starts to do to our standard of living. So that's gone. International telephone exchange with this uprising? No thanks. What are we at for credit right now? 10 million? Sure. I would definitely like to resume our construction at this time. We want to get these electrics industries done. I'd like to get, ideally, all of our naval bases done. That would be good. Workplace safety goes up to level 5. So that's fine. we can see our population growth is definitely coming up a bit, but our standard of living in the lower strata is very, very low. It might just be that we didn't have the taxes lowered long enough. Okay, so central planning has been unlocked, giving us taxation capacity and access to telephone switchboards. We probably don't want to switch to telephone switchboards at this time. There will be a shortage of telephones. We are working, of course, on our electrics industries in Gondar. The price of telephones right now is very, very low. We could do the switch piecemeal, but this is also going to drive up the price of telephones, which will increase our production of telephones, which will mean that they're going to hire more people in here. So for the moment, we'll work on this and see how this balances out. Yeah, that drives down the price of telephones. So we're at minus 300k right now. That's understood. We're going to finish up these electrics industries for sure at this moment. But it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we are... Let's see. I don't really care about this election, but the Agrarian Party, we can have that have negative momentum. That's fine. Next episode, we're going to see about hopefully getting this shipping lane effectiveness dealt with a little bit more thoroughly. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, James, Shadowwolf, Mlohan80, Rogue Corvid, Kentogan, Andy Magar, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Soccerman12UK, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.